chat, I'll get some beers and get chuggy. Nah, man, I know what I need, some old man huggy. Old man huggy. Some old man huggy. Put your headphones on for proper audio quality, motherfucker.
Eat it! Oh my God, Eagles are going to the goddamn Super Bowl. Suck it. Suck it, suck it, suck it, suck it, suck it. Run your mouths all year. Yeah, where'd that get you? Nowhere. Out of the playoffs. Cowboys gone. Niners gone. I was worried about the Bengals gone. Now, granted, we got to play Mahomes. Ugh, eat it. Eat it. Oh, it's so great. I'm so happy. I'm like that. In the shellacking, I don't give a fuck what you say. Hassan Riddick is the truth. They knocked that quarterback out of this game. They got, I mean, now granted, McCaffrey's a tough man to tackle. And we've got a lot of people here. We got Elwood, Sanders waiting in the wing. Big Dick Sanders back in the house to take this shellacking. We got a lot to get into. We got 2.0. I think he's happy. He's got Sean Payton. Sean Payton sucks, but, you know, Joe will try to convince us that that's going to work. A lot to talk about. We got a couple more. we got a bunch of people in the house with us. I'm going to back out and just pull everybody up and see who's here. But welcome, guys. Welcome. Elwood Sanders. Oh, wait, hold on. I got you guys muted. Mute server. Unmute server. Is that better?
Hello.
Oh, okay. Yep. No, I got everybody except for Sanders has got himself muted still, and Elwood does. But welcome, guys. Welcome. Episode 22 going to the goddamn chip.
That's right. That's fucking right. Let's fucking go.
Well, no. Hold on. I want to hear. I want to hear your take on this game, sir. I want to hear how you felt about the game. I think you're a wise enough man to know that like they knocked him out. Like, I mean, they knocked him out. And your defense was played really good, but our offense ran the ball well. Before anybody starts dogging on your ass, I want to hear your take on this game, Mr. Big Dick Aaron Sanders. It's huge, by the way.
What?
The game ended. I don't even know what to say, honestly, because the game ended the moment when Brock Purdy went out.
Yeah.
Like, what really upset me was that 4th and 3 play, where Devontae Smith caught the ball, but the ball was not down. He did the hurry up offense, and I was losing my mind off of that.
Yeah, but they should have thrown the flag right off the bat.
I just want to say, yeah, Kyle should have
Shanahan is a bitch.
I lost my mind with that, and then when Brock Purdy went out, Josh Johnson went in. I was like, "Geez, what more? How much worse can this get?" And then him fumbling on the snap, him just not taking chances. It's just I pretty much just drink myself to sleep.
Yeah, it was rough, and I'll say, I mean, I feel bad. Now, you brought it up last week, and so I was watching it. But yeah, your right tackle versus Hassan Riddick, I mean, it didn't last more than a drive. And then the very first drive, Josh Johnson goes in there. He almost stripped it and does that tumble over flip roll, but they just give him the sack and they say he's down. But I mean, your left side was good, but your right side was having so many issues. They did not have an answer for Riddick. If they would have thrown the ball more, let's say Purdy doesn't get hurt and he plays more. I mean, I think he walks away from that injured, if not pretty close to injured, just off that first drive. I mean, he had
No. His career is ended if he didn't get injured because he's gonna throw 3 fucking picks at least.
Ooh, I would have said 3. Because if he didn't get sacked that play, if he didn't get hit, Ayuk was open.
And I was ready. I was ready for Purdy. I was ready, like him not throwing the ball when they put him back in was a problem.
Well, he couldn't throw the ball. That's the whole point. Yeah. They needed somebody to hand the ball off to him. So I mean, it was
but I'm just trying to say that was the best case scenario for the 49ers. Because all that dude was going to do was throw interceptions to our fucking corners.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah. With that situation, yeah.
It could have been like 45, 7.
But, I mean, overall, that was... I mean, your defense played good, and you got mad. I posted that post, but dude, the way that game ended throughout the game, and we saw it a little bit from the Niners whenever they were playing the Cowboys. I thought it was funny because, fuck the Cowboys. But I mean, it was on another level where it seemed like they're at the end, towards like the end of the third quarter and most of the fourth, that like Greenlaw, who is super good and super talented, was like losing his cool. There were so many people out there kind of taking cheap shots, man. And there was that like kind of cheap shot hit that push out of bounds on Jalen Hurts. Nah, man. I mean, I get it that 2 quarterbacks got knocked out, but you got to admit that they were kind of running around and being dicks there for a little bit. And K'Von Wallace started that shit, and he wouldn't let go of Deebo Samuel's face mask. Totally warranted. K'Von Wallace should have been better than he is. He's a lifer special teamer. He's a beast, but he'll knock the fuck out of somebody, but he does dumb shit like that. But
okay, but we're in Philadelphia. Like, we can handle that. Like, if they want to get a little bit dirty, we'll get a little bit dirty. Like, that's not even a problem.
No, there was some that were like definite kind of cheap shots that looked like cheap shots. That's all I'm saying. Where they were doing stuff a little extra after the whistle that looked like they might be trying to intentionally hurt someone.
I agree with that.
I agree with that. Yeah, the pushing him out of bounds, like hitting him out of bounds. I get. Yeah, that was a cheap shot. I
didn't need to do that. It's the same. Yeah, I mean that was
ulti.
Yeah, because that's on the same level as the one that we saw in the Bengals game, where Mahomes was pushed after he was out of bounds, which led to that field goal that won them the game. But man, I mean, obviously, I'm glad we won, but I wish that it would. I don't like how like lopsided it was in the sense that no. I mean, I know you're making that face, Andy, but no. I mean, it sucks. Whatever. Like we only got to. I wanted to play them at full strength because now people are even now talking shit. Now that's probably going to motivate them going into this next game. We'll see how this goes. I think it's going to be a difficult game for the Chiefs moving forward, but yeah.
I have no like worries about like how we beat the fucking 49ers. It was going to be the exact same score no matter if there was the 3rd string, 4th string, 5th string fucking quarterback. And also like remember like when the running or the roughing the kicker, the punter?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking Kyle Shanahan just starts yelling at the ref and then circles him and is like yelling for like a solid like 3 minutes. And it's like, dude, get a hold of yourself. Like, if I was that ref, I would have like punched him in the fucking face. It's like, get the fuck away from me. Like,
how many have you seen slip through your hands if you're Kyle Shanahan to where you're like losing your shit, man? Like he's losing his shit. He's a fucking
choke artist. He's a choke artist, period.
Yeah, I'm just saying he's probably losing his shit. Like he was offensive coordinator on that Falcons team, was he not? So he's on that Falcons team. He's gotten so close so many times. He's losing his shit, man. He's like, he's like raging, dude.
He was on the Washington football team when they like decided that Kirk Cousins was going to be the starter over RG3.
Well,
and then he
mangled because he convinced RG3 to go play in the playoffs, and he mangled his knee and was never the same.
Yeah,
Kyle Shanahan, people get hurt. People hurt their legs when they play with.
But you talk about how like Tom Brady's like such a asshole on the sidelines because he's like a coach's kid. Guess who's the coach kid? Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, I think it's different though. If your coach is the one who's up there barking at refs and arguing with officials, like as a player, you like to see that. Like you're like, oh, my coach is like riding for us, and fuck yeah.
Not the way that he did it.
No. You're no. I mean, no.
I would be embarrassed. I would be embarrassed.
Yes. We had Jason Garrett that all game did.
The clapper?
Yeah, it's all I'm saying is like in those moments you'd want to see your coach have some emotion for you and fight for you. Now it's different coming from your quarterback because he's supposed to be the leader of this team in the sense where like he's a part of it, as where the coach is just like your general. You know, you want your general to be like, fuck them, we're gonna that's like what you want your defensive coordinator. Now, it being from an offensive style coach is a little wild. That's a little crazy. But I mean, you normally see that from defensive-minded coaches. But you like to see that, and he sees it slipping through his fingers again. I mean, he's made it to this game. He's on his third quarterback. He made a crazy trade to get like arguably one of the best running backs in the league. He's got good linebackers. He's got a good safety. He's done like everything he can. And then he lost to somebody who should be the coach of the year, and he's beaten every coach of the year candidate, but for some reason isn't coach of the year. So whatever. Who? Nick Sirianni. He's not even up for the award. He's like.
Are you fucking kidding?
No, he's not.
He's up for the award.
No. He's not a finalist. He's not a finalist.
He was like
Peterson. It's Peterson. It's Peterson, Dayball, and Shanahan. Yeah, those are your top three. Those are your top three finalists.
Okay. Let's give it to Peterson as we win another Super Bowl. Peterson has a statue outside the link. You know what I'm saying?
He turned the worst team in the NFL to making the playoffs.
Well, let's think about this, guys. So
the Jaguars.
It's going to go to Shanahan. It's probably going to go to Shanahan. I just find it funny.
It's not.
No, it probably is. He made it to the NFC Championship game with a third-string quarterback.
And he got his ass whooped.
Yeah, but to make it there in itself,
but it's all about regular season, not playoffs. It goes by regular season. In regular season, he went by 3 quarterbacks. The third quarterback being a rookie, Mr. Irrelevant, get into the playoffs. 13-3 record.
Yeah, no. Do I think that Nick Sirianni is the best?
Shanahan or Dayball?
Yeah, I'll give him this. Like, didn't they not win 12 games in a row until they got their ass whooped?
Well,
the 49ers. The 49ers.
Well, on a serious note, I think that Sirianni. I think that Sirianni's a better coach, but the issue with the Eagles. The issue with Hurts, the issue with Hassan Riddick not getting it, the reason Bradbury and Slay aren't up or Gardner Johnson's not up for All-Pro is because they're all on the same team. So they're like, oh, well, they can't be that good because look at how good everybody on this team is. Because Hassan Riddick is, in my opinion, a better pass rusher than Bosa. He proved it. Bosa's going up against an injured offensive lineman and still couldn't get around him and could barely stay on the field. And the only reason Riddick was taken out of the game is because they couldn't throw the ball anymore. Because he took all the other people. Well, he took one out, and then Ndamukong Suh took the other. But I mean, even running the ball was difficult. Yes, so that's where they all get discounted. They're like, oh, well, look at how good Micah Parsons is. Hassan Riddick is like easily one of the 2 or 3 best defensive players in the league right now, and he proved it again for like the umpteenth time. Leads the league in forced fumbles. He's top 3 in fumble recoveries. I think he has the most sacks, or he's tied for the most sacks now if you include postseason, because Bosa didn't do shit last week. And he's not even a finalist for Defensive Player of the Year. So Sirianni's not. He's not. You think about, there's a lot of guys on this Eagles team that feel snubbed and feel like they're getting overlooked, and I think that's pissing them the fuck off, and they're going out there and putting it on people because of it. The O-line's doing their thing, but on the defense, I think there's defensive guys that feel discounted, like a Hassan Riddick.
All right, but I'm gay for Micah Parsons, and I was thinking about this the other day. If he was on the Eagles, if there was a way to get him over to the Eagles, we would win like 5 fucking Super Bowls in a row. Like, that's how sick our defense is. We just need that one extra player, and it's over.
What are you talking about? What are you
Yeah,
even? What do you mean? We need an extra player. We have the most sacks right now. We're the second most sacks in the history of the NFL.
Okay,
exactly.
We have ran for the
you don't need
most
another
rushing
player.
touchdowns in the history of the
I
NFL
know.
in a season.
I'm aware. So then imagine if you had a Micah Parsons on your team, including everybody else.
He would just
Like
be
that-
another rotational guy. That's like the difference is we have a rotation, and in Dallas, he gets to line up. He plays 99% of the snaps. Micah Parsons would be a rotation guy, just like Riddick is, just like Sweat is. All those guys rotate. So we have like 8 or 9 guys that can all play or start for somebody else, and they all rotate. And rather than taking like 60 snaps, they take 30, 35, if that sometimes. And so whenever Ndamukong Suh later in his career, you go out there and play 25 snaps, that guy's a monster. And then and that's why Brandon Graham still got a bunch of sacks. Hargraves has got a shit ton of sacks. So I mean, if you put Parsons on that team, I mean, yeah, he'd still make
It's
plays.
over. It's
but
over.
I mean, I don't know because Hassan Riddick is doing just as good. He has better stats, exponentially better statistics.
But you have both of them. It's not like I'm like taking somebody out. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, let's stop talking fantasy over here. Okay.
Like, you also have 3 other guys on the team with 11 plus sacks.
Right.
Like,
Like-
do you even need Parsons?
No, you don't. No, you don't.
And a
Wow.
half?
The Denver guy's saying we like he's an Eagles fan now.
Oh, don't get
Jeez.
salty.
Hey,
because
I'm
we're in
as
the
much
bowl.
of an I can say we as much as Goody Two-Shoes.
Oh. It's nice to have a backup team when yours fails, and you can have the team that in the Super Bowl. Oh no, I like them. Oh, that's like my dad when Brady. Does
All right,
it. Oh
all
no,
right.
I'm a Brady guy.
All right, well, let's move on to the other game. The other game, real quick.
What's a Brady guy?
The other game,
I've
real
openly
quick.
been an Eagles fan all season.
Yeah, fucking Eagles are the best fucking team ever.
Yeah,
Like,
what
are you
a
talking
year
about?
to start a podcast, right? Like start a podcast and my team makes it all the way to the Super Bowl. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smell
your
it. Smell wood.
Quarterback's not angry enough, I guess.
No, man, this is great. And then I figured this is just we're gonna do it in seasons. So then the next football season will start with season 2. But
I'm Joseph. I'm
I
Joseph
can't wait to
Luther.
play against them.
oh yeah, we're gonna play and we'll
I
see
can't
y'all
wait.
next year. It'll be an interesting game.
I'm
I
Joseph's
can't
like
wait. It's
anger translator.
Yeah, either we play him twice. Gonna beat him twice.
Who?
Ooh, y'all are. We'll see who you got left. We'll see, man.
Yeah, who's your
We'll get
quarterback?
y'all once. So we're gonna get y'all.
It doesn't
once,
matter.
for sure.
Kellen Moore's gone. Kellen Moore, bye-bye. I'm so happy.
I was upset with Kellen Moore,
Wait
like
till you
because he got
figure
out of
your
shape.
Replacement.
What's that?
Said I'd wait to be excited until you figure out your replacement.
Not really.
Oh,
Who's your
Nat,
number 2?
Nat
Are you
Hackett's
doing
off
it?
the market. I'm off
Oh
the
shit!
market.
Anybody else that
You
can
thought
improve
I was
that,
gone, you
understands
son
the
of a
formula of the
bitch.
team and what it's built around. Kellen Moore proved it time and time this year. He went past tunnel vision multiple times. When
McCarthy is
everyone
the
around him
problem.
are just saying, "Why aren't you using, And Dak in the pocket is just kind of ridiculous.
Nat Hackett's
Oh.
back.
Aaron
How about
Rodgers might.
McCarthy?
Aaron Rodgers might be your starting quarterback next year. Think about
No.
For the not,
Sorry,
for the,
Dak has
Oh.
one more year.
No, maybe for the
guaranteed.
Niners,
He's
possibly.
not going anywhere.
Oh no!
it. Now the
Tom
Niners might get
Brady
Brady.
has the highest
Yeah.
odds to be the starting quarterback for the Niners in Week
Yeah.
1.
I believe it. That's where he's from. The
Who,
Bay.
Brady?
He has the highest odds
Yeah.
at plus 115. Trey Lance is second at plus 120, and Brock Purdy is third at plus 350.
Brock Purdy's done, dude. We ended his
How?
fucking career. Stick a fork in him. He's done. Bury him on the
He's
fucking
done.
field.
No,
you
he's not done.
injured him. That's all you did. It's not
You
like you
injured him the
shattered
same
his
way
hopes and dreams.
Dak almost got pretty much injured with the hitting the throwing arm. The same way I thought what's his name was going to go out of the Cincinnati game. It was almost the exact same. hit on the elbow
Don't you
for
fucking
Burrow.
talk about Jerry Burrs like that. Come on.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's talk about
And
that game.
can we
Let's talk about that game.
I think the league was. Honestly, that game was rigged, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That. Hold on. Back up.
Right at
Like-
the end, they jumped on the Kelsey Super Bowl and the Andy Reid Super Bowl so quick. And right when they started doing that, it wasn't till that moment where I was like, wait, now I got to look back what happened. And oh my God, there were so many wait, what?
Hold
I was
on.
like,
Let me get your back, Smellwood. Let me get your back. And fuck you, big dick. So that catch that Kittle made in the Cowboys Niners game. Remember, like when he was like he
Yeah.
tipped it. Yeah. He was covered up. He was covered up on the line, and it was an illegal formation. And there's no way that like catch should have ever been like counted as like
What
legitimate.
was illegal?
He was covered up. He was lined up, and then there was a guy covering him on the left. Like he wasn't lined up as he was like lined up as a tackle. And then he just like, oh, throw me the ball. No, just go back and look at it. It's like
I saw the other lineman. I saw the other tight end or fullback that was slightly behind him. I didn't see him lined up like right next to each other.
He was in a 3-point stance.
Covering him.
Yeah, no. Go back and look.
Even with the whole game being rigged, that dude hitting Mahomes at the end, I just couldn't believe. I was just like, yeah, you better. You idiot.
You sound like a Trump supporter, the game being rigged.
Oh yeah, good. Can't bring text message conversations in the podcast. People just think you're being like randomly douche.
No, I'm not randomly. I'm purposely a douche.
These two argue nonstop.
He's frozen. Is anybody else seeing him frozen on the screen? Is he frozen?
Yes.
No, I'm liquid.
Yeah, you are.
Yes.
Did you pay your internet bill?
Are you actually frozen? Let me see.
I'm not frozen on my shit.
Oh, you're frozen, bro, and you're frozen with this.
Yeah,
like,
you're frozen.
You're frozen, bro.
It's a good photo. I mean, it's a good freezing frame, you know.
Bro, you don't know. You messed with the dude with superpowers.
You don't have superpowers.
I'm an X-Men, but my only ability is to freeze your live stream. So,
well, okay,
let's stop. Now, your ability.
Just exit out, get back in. That works every
but the
time.
one play,
I mean, we
all have
Why am I gonna fucking exit out? I'm not frozen.
One of those.
The play that
you are. Like
the
on
one
the stream,
play the refs blew the whistle, didn't blow the whistle. That was weird. I mean, that was just.
I mean, do you really think it was rigged? Like, actually believe that it was actually rigged?
No, but there was just weird shit. You know, it was just. I hate seeing it.
I mean, I'm more confident in our ability to beat the Chiefs than I was the Bengals, if I'm being honest. So I'm a little bit more comfortable playing the Chiefs.
Well, I'll be honest. Until they said it, I forgot the Kelsey brothers were even like a thing.
Yeah,
you know
and
I mean?
Kelsey's good. Kazir White's a good cover guy. I mean, we did a good job. Granted, they couldn't throw the ball, but they were still trying to cover Kittle. I guess they did a good job. I'm not sure. But what I would say is I like our running game matched up against their defense. They got Harmon go down. They had Tony go down as well. Well, I mean, hopefully they're okay, but you never know. I mean, they both were out of that game last week, so if they can't get healthy by next week, they'll be missing arguably their two of their top three receivers, I guess, right? You'd say Harmon and Kadarius Toney are two of their top receivers, especially Tony. And they're missing some linebackers, a corner, so they're banged up. The Eagles went into the NFC game. Yeah, the Eagles went into that game with 22 starters with all 22 starters from the beginning of the year, and I don't think that the Chiefs went into it with 22 straight starters. I think they came away with less going into next week. So it'll be. I mean, I think it's gonna be a good game. But
so not only are y'all had the easiest schedule all year, but now you're playing every team that's hurt and banged up in the playoffs and Super Bowl.
The only reason why we have the easiest schedule is because we had to play the Cowboys twice and they suck.
Well, I mean, and we just beat arguably the best. Like we beat the best defense in the league, so we just beat like the best defense in the league that was 100%, and we ran for 4 touchdowns on them. So it's not.
Well, this public breaks on that they retired.
Well, yeah, but I mean, because they lean on it. Yeah, but I mean, they lean on them all game.
We had to. Our offense can't produce, you know.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm just saying.
We're going with Josh Johnson and CMC throwing the football.
I get it if you want to say that we played the easiest schedule, whatever. But everyone talked about how the NFC East was the best division in football all year, and there's 3 teams that came from it, and we won that division. And then we've ran for the most touchdowns,
we saw what happened.
Most sacks in history, most touchdowns rushing the ball in history. Quarterback has the most rushing touchdowns by a quarterback in history. One of the largest turnover differentials in the history of NFL. Get out of here. First team with 4 guys with 10 or more sacks. We have a guy, our safety missed 5 games and is tied for the league lead in interceptions in Gardner Johnson.
And first time ever the Eagles had
That's
2
absurd.
wide
That's absurd. He missed
2 wide
almost
receivers over 1,000 yards.
Yeah, and we have 2 receivers
I can
over
only
1,000
take
yards.
one Eagle person shouting stats at me at one time. Jeez.
Come on, man. But okay, the Eagles are obviously the best team in the league. I think the Bengals are better than the Chiefs. However, I would have rather played the Bengals than the Chiefs. Like Mahomes has like that like black girl magic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He'll beat you in a wheelchair.
Well, I mean, you saw him kind of you saw the offensive line struggle. And one thing that we talked about before, but we like kind of touched on it, the pass rush for the Bengals isn't anything that's like exponential. You're like, oh, look out. Like they're tough. They're good against the run, but they normally send about 3 people, sometimes 4, but they're normally a 3 down lineman front with Reeder in the front, and they had Hubbard and they have Hendricks. They have all those guys up front that make plays, but they really run a four linebacker set. So it's not, and they use a lot of guys that drop back in coverage. So that's where them being able to get after Mahomes that much with a limited pass rush makes me curious what our pass rush is going to be able to do against their offensive line.
It's going to fuck his day up. It's going to fuck his day up. Also,
yeah, but y'all would have done better against Cincinnati's line.
I don't know if that's
maybe
true.
though. No, neither of those offensive lines are really good, and the defense, I would rather run the ball against the Chiefs' defense than the defense, because the Chiefs have a decent pass rush, but they're not super good playing against the run. If you pound them with the ball, you can really lean on them, and their secondary is a little shaky. They're missing a lot of talent there. They're missing
they have
of their
3
top guys.
rookies.
Yeah, they're missing a lot of people. So I like our matchup, and like, you know, Dallas got it on their linebacking core. They're missing their best linebacker as well. So I mean, if you can, you know, keep Clark and those guys off of him and keep them thinking with that read option, you can make it. Running the ball could be a nightmare.
I'm just saying, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if this is a fucking blowout. Like Eagles, like 37-10. Like I could see that. Also, I just want to mention this: first Super Bowl ever where the 2 starting quarterbacks are black. Shout out.
Yeah,
I've heard that like 1,000 times today.
That's what's up.
Look at how far we've come.
Okay, but we're on the podcast.
I know. I'm just saying. I've heard
Put it on the record.
Look at where we are now. Look at us, America. We can get along, right?
I thought Mahomes was a frog. I didn't realize he was black. Like I just thought he
you
like
see
just
his
sounds
dad
like
after the game being like, "I'm smoking that Joe Burrow."
Joe
He's just
Burrow,
like fucked up,
did.
just wandering around in the field.
He murdered Joe Burrow. He was like, "This ain't Burrowhead. This is Arrowhead." And I don't think that we have any cigars, but I'm gonna go hang out with my team. Like a play on.
It's just so funny.
And then Kelsey murders all of them. He's like the mayor of Cincinnati. He's like, know your role.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't quote The Rock. That's kind of cheesy.
And shut your mouth.
That's kind of cheesy. He's just trying to be like his brother and have some epic speech like his brother.
It was good. It was amazing.
Cheesy? Really?
Yeah, that was cheesy.
WWF
No.
Rock?
No, that was cheesy. That was cornball.
It wasn't cheesy because it was like just like in front of everybody. He's like, you know, it's like there's like fucking 50,000 people there, and he just like impromptu like just shits on.
No, he said he'd been practicing that all week. No, he said he'd been practicing that all week.
Of course he did.
Sat around. If he impromptu dropped like an actual good Rock quote,
he
an
executed
extended
it.
Rock
He
quote,
executed it.
that would have been much better.
Okay, but how many people do you know that would have the balls to do that?
It would have been better if he would have been like, finally, the AFC Championship has come back to Arrowhead. That would have been tight. That would have been tight. You got to do the whole thing, man. Well, I mean, do you think... Well, who are y'all picking in this game? Who are y'all picking?
Eagles.
I'm going Chiefs.
Of course you
Just 'cause
are.
I'm a hater right now.
Of course you are. You're such a hater right now, man. I feel bad. That's rough. That's rough.
It's hard.
That's gotta be rough.
It's hard to bet against Mahomes. I'll say that. However, it's the fucking Eagles, and they're about to like
he's got a good arm
destroy
too.
this team.
He was standing back there and kind of slinging it, so he can still make all the throws, even if he's immobile. We'll see what type of shape he's in when he comes into the game.
Yeah, and he has 2 weeks to heal.
But I mean, yeah, he
Yeah.
does. But I mean, I thought he was going to be more healed up and look better than he did in that game, and that was like a beat up, rough game. So I think he came out of that game in just as much pain as he did, you know.
Right, but they were saying that it was a high ankle sprain, which like put Mac Jones out for like fucking 8 weeks or like 4 weeks or whatever it was.
Well, yeah, I mean he's gonna play.
But I'm just saying, yes, yeah, because it's Mahomes. Like we think about him like he's Jordan, and that's the fucking point. He's kind of like Michael fucking Jordan. Like all this guy does is go to like NFC or AFC championships or Super Bowls. Like, but the
I thought
fact
that was
is,
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, dude, everybody compares Jalen Hurts to Jordan. And you're
What?
Yeah,
What?
dude, that's what everybody says.
I was in a
That's what Jake
hotel.
Sherrani said.
I was in a hotel room in New Orleans last year, and I was like, Jalen Hurts, I'm done. Like, just cut him from the team. Like, I was so over it. I couldn't believe that like he would even be their quarterback again. And now,
Was that a braid sighting? Hey, braids. Ow. The man
Fresh
in the
out of
background, the door closes. Back from the other side of the world.
fresh out of Japan, yeah,
Fresh out of Japan, dude. Back on
Landed
that
today.
on that Tokyo Drift shit. Let's
that's
go.
right.
No, I mean Mahomes, everybody compares Jalen Hurts to Jordan because of like how hard he's worked and like to get to this point and how much he's been overlooked and how his work ethic and his leadership and his attitude. That's what I'm not saying that's what other people say. There's other sports writers who say that.
No. Everybody, your coach said it once. That's the only person saying it, okay? Sorry, I'll get back to what I was doing. Everybody.
Calm down, second place. Jeez, dude. You're heated.
Everybody.
But I thought it was funny because with Mahomes, he's really likable and like quiet and like, hey y'all, I'm just out there throwing the football around and making plays. And just having fun. And then everybody in his family is like ratchet. Like they just throw down his like little brother's ratchet. His wife's always acting a fool and getting shit faced and screaming. His dad's out there like, I'm smoking that Joe Burrow, bitch. Like he's out there rolling dice and slanging it out in the middle of Arrowhead Stadium. It's a trip, and he's just so nice and like, oh, hey guys, like, yeah, it's his like surrounding cast is so goofy to me.
Yeah, well, ask Aaron Rodgers how nice he is when he swoops his State Farm commercials.
I don't think Aaron cares, man. He's like, I'm gonna.
Yeah, he does. Of course, he does.
I mean, I think he does, but now he got his big payday, so now he doesn't care because he's got his big check. He's still got
I'd
a
rather
huge.
see Mahomes on TV.
I would compare Mahomes more to Steph Curry, but I feel like that they're like the
Mahomes
same.
is like definitely a Steph Curry. Yes,
but also their wives wilding out is also similar. Like Steph Curry's wife, like just like gives zero fucks. She'll just like come at people.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
Yeah.
True. All right. Well,
speaking of on this subject, we were watching the commercial where Mahomes' dirty jersey, you know, and it hit me like, I think like the commercial shows bad on Mahomes. It's like, wait, he's wearing this and doesn't think it smells, and then this little girl just grabs it and passes out. You know, it's like Mahomes.
That's the whole thing. Is like, oh, he's a football player.
No, it doesn't clarify when. It's just like Mahomes just doesn't register that stank level. But anyway.
Maybe he doesn't, dude. He's so rich, all he smells is money.
No, he's just stanky in general. He thrives in it.
All right, well, 2.0. All right, well, do we have bets?
I do have one.
Hold on. Before 2.0 goes, I just want to say I missed the last week.
Oh, yeah, we got to give you shit for that.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. However, my parlay hit. Plus 260.
Well, you're getting booed right now, but I'm glad your parlay hit.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Do you have bets for today?
2.0.
I have one.
You don't have one, Mr. Goody? You don't have a Super Bowl bet?
We know Mr. Goodies.
My Super Bowl bet is the Eagles. Like, what do you want from me?
Yeah.
All right. Well, do your picks 2.0 before we argue more.
All right, so last week we went 1-1 down the juice. It's just how it goes. We had the Bengals -1. That obviously did not hit. But then the Eagles -2.5 easily came in. That really wasn't much of a sweat.
Woo.
So, and
Josh.
then this week.
A Josh Sweat. Let's go.
So
fuck
this
you,
week
Garen.
I will have more plays for next week's episode. But for now, the play I'm giving out is the first half team total for the Eagles. We're going over 12.5 points at -130. So the reason I like this is because the Eagles have the #1 first half offense in the league. They've eclipsed this mark in 16 of the 19 games they've played this season. They're averaging 18.2 points in the first half, 21.7 points over the last 3 games as well. And then the Chiefs defense, they rank 14th in the league. They give up an average of 10.8 points in the first half all season. But like you add that compared with the #1 offense in the first half, I really like the Eagles. Can just get a touchdown and 2 field goals, 2 touchdowns. I think that's very easily achievable against this bad Chiefs defense. So, first half team total over, Eagles at their 12.5.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, I mean this is like one of, in a non-biased opinion, the scoring in the second half or second quarter for this Eagles team for this season has been absurd. Like something like one of the highest point totals and point differentials like ever in the second quarter of games. I mean, you saw their first,
but in the second half, it's like really bad.
well, yeah, but I mean, we saw in the first 8 or 9 wins of the season, the Eagles were going up on teams like 28-0, 28-3, 31-10 at halftime, and then they would just kind of cruise. And then you've seen them face more adversity and obviously score more in the second half. This Eagles team has changed so much throughout the year. They're still a really good first half scoring team, but it does, the way they're winning the games is different than how they won their first, 5 or 6 in a row in the beginning of the year.
That's why Sirianni should be fucking coach of the year, because he adjusts. But no, I do like that. I do like that bet 2.0. That's solid. And I also forgot to mention, I did ride the Eagles money line last week.
Oh yeah.
But then I
will say my picks next week. It'll probably be the Eagles. I'm waiting to see how the line movement is, because the Chiefs opened up as 2.5-point favorites actually. Within about an hour and a half, so much money came in on the Eagles that the Eagles moved to 2.5-point favorites.
That's what I thought, yeah.
5-point swing in just an hour and a half. Now the spread has came down for the Eagles to -1.5, so it might get down to 1, but I don't really see it going that much lower, but just kind of...
No, I actually see it going lower. I could see like the wise guys like waiting till the last second, throw the money on it, and then it's like a pick 'em.
But yeah, if that's the case, I'd say hammer the Eagles as much as you can.
Yeah, I agree.
And then one, I'm not giving it out as an official play, but like a sleeper for Super Bowl MVP is Hassan Reddick. He's a defensive player. I don't believe they've won it since Malcolm Butler won it for the Seahawks against the Patriots. Or no, Patriots against the Seahawks.
Yep.
But given how well he played against the 49ers and how good of a game he could have against this average Chiefs offensive line at +5,000, it's worth a slight sprinkle. Maybe like a quarter unit or something like that, but I like that play as well. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's you're wasting your money at that point. There's no fucking way that he's gonna win it.
Okay, if he gets like 6 sacks and 2 fumbles, you think they're not gonna give it to him?
If he gets 2 sacks and creates a turnover, he could get
it. Okay, but if Jalen Hurts like scores 3 touchdowns, like 2 rushing, 1 passing, like there's no way they're even gonna consider that.
Well, yeah, but that's why he's also at +5,000.
Well, right, you're getting you're getting value.
Yeah, like because you would give him MVP of the NFC Championship game.
Mm-hmm.
Like you would almost have to.
Except for, I bet Jalen Hurts got it. Because
No,
like
if it was anybody, no, if it was anyone, it was probably Miles Sanders. He had 2 tutties. He ran for 2 rushing touchdowns. They all he had but then Gainwell played the best, and that's where you're seeing is these different styles of running. That it was all Miles Sanders in the beginning. Boston Scott got one, he got one, and then Gainwell came in to close the game out. I saw this thing where the Eagles are paying like $6 million total for all of their running backs. Something like that right now. That's crazy, right?
So we need to win because the wheels are going to come off quick. Like, we can't afford everybody.
I mean, when you say that, I think that we might lose some people, but I think that there are people that long term are replaceable. That are people that are at replaceable positions. Like we have Gainwell longer than we have Sanders. Gainwell's proven that he could be a good running back, and you could draft someone to replace. But
what about Lane?
But well, I mean, Lane Johnson, he would come back on a 1-year deal. I'm worried about him retiring more than I am about him going to another team.
That's what I'm saying. Just replace.
Well, I mean, that's where we have 2 first-round picks, so we could draft the top right tackle in the draft at the 10 spot if we wanted to, or we could trade back. Like that's where we have options. We've already drafted.
But they're not Lane Johnson. But also, have we paid Jalen Hurts yet?
No, they're gonna extend Jalen Hurts this offseason like they've already talked about. Miles Sanders says he wants to stay. We'll see if he does. I'm sure people like Linval Joseph and Ndamukong Suh will come back on another small 1-year deal, especially if they win a Super Bowl, because all those guys playing together, like Fletcher Cox, Joseph, Suh, all those guys being able to rotate, it adds like 2 more seasons to their careers because they don't have to play as much. So they like playing together. Reddick has already signed to a 5-year deal. Goddard signed, Mulata signed, Dickerson draft, new center drafted. So we'd have to worry about right tackle, right guard, receivers, Smith and A.J. Brown locked up for 5 years. Watkins isn't going anywhere. No one's going to pay him more than us. Kazir White's paid. Riddick's paid. That's what I'm saying. Like, so we have to pay Edwards. We have to pay T.J. Edwards. We have to pay our linebacker. We need to pay Johnson. Bradbury and Slay we could lose. Epps isn't going anywhere. He's on like his 2nd or 3rd year. So we actually have a lot of money to play with. When I break it down like that, there's a lot of guys who are really good key players that were locked up going into this year. Everybody besides Jalen Hurts, Miles Sanders, but those receivers, tight ends, we had offensive line besides guard and tackle. And so far we've been drafting replacements each year because Dickerson's a Pro Bowler. He's in his 2nd year. Milata's a Pro Bowler. He's left tackle. We drafted Juergens, the replacement for Kelsey, who he handpicked. So we just need 2 more. We could draft a right tackle and let him sit behind Lane Johnson for a year, and then our whole line is young, good, experienced, and groomed by Hall of Famers.
So you're saying dynasty?
I'm saying that the way that they've worked the cap and the way that they've drafted and how they've already spent money, there's a lot of impactful people on our team. Like Jordan Davis is only going to get better. We have him for a couple more years on top of what we have him. Like there's players who will get better, who are like, I don't think Devontae Smith has reached his full potential yet. We'll get to see that for a couple more years next to A.J. Brown. That's a good setup.
Yeah, the Slim Reaper and A.J. Brown is a good setup, but it sounds like you're saying dynasty, and I know that Big Dick over here like just believes in it.
I'm all I hear is delusion. But,
what are you delusion? How is that delusion? If so you're telling me this that if let's say the Eagles win the Super Bowl, right? And everybody on this team comes back next year. Let's say if we win the Super Bowl and everybody on this team comes back, because a lot of them are under contract, they're not going anywhere. And then we have all these guys come back on 1-year deals. You don't think that this Eagles team would be able to make a push for another Super Bowl next year? You honestly don't think? You honestly don't think that if this same team came back, they would not be able to contend?
You would make playoffs.
Oh, Brock Purdy will be like healthy by then. Oh,
you're talking about one of the best, the best pass rushes of all time, and the best secondary of one of the best secondaries we've seen in a while. There's only 2 defenses we've ever seen that have given up 7 or less points in all of their playoff games, and that's the Ravens of 2000, 2001, and the '85 Bears. Other than that, nobody else has ever done that. The amount of sacks they've put up this season is absurd. To sit there and say they wouldn't be able to contend is blasphemous.
But that's the thing about the NFL.
Yeah. Also,
every team adapts.
Yeah, and
They all
look at
adapt,
the
so-
Rams. The Rams won the Super
Exactly.
Bowl.
Yeah, but the
last
Rams
year.
won the Super Bowl, but they had a lot of injuries and they had a lot of commotion. They
Okay, I
moved
get
a
it.
lot of
I'm
pieces.
shit happens though. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
shit happens. I'm
So
just
some
saying
teams
if
could happen
this,
next year that
if you don't think that the same
Exactly,
Eagles
exactly.
team could come back next season and contend for a championship again, that's crazy to me because you guys are going to be either on your fourth quarterback in a season or bringing somebody back off of injury. We don't know what the Rams look like. The Packers probably won't be as good. They might have Jordan Love at quarterback. What's Tampa going to look like? Nobody fucking knows. Like, there's not a whole bunch of people in the NFC that are, like, clamoring. We'll see about the Cowboys. Dude, we got to see something, dude. I got to see you
I'm not
guys
even
do something.
talking about Cowboys. You're forgetting about the whole. You're
Jesus
forgetting
Christ.
about our whole division.
No,
You're
but I
forgetting
mean,
about Washington and Giants on the way up too.
yeah, we'll see
I mean,
we'll see who
We're not worried about that.
We'll see who Washington's quarterback is. Whenever they can decide on who their fucking quarterback is, then I'll make a decision about their long-term future. Because if they do what they did last year, they'll be highly competitive on defense. They'll run the ball well, but they'll be inconsistent as fuck because they don't have a quarterback.
Yeah,
I
that's
have a question,
six
though.
wins in the bag.
Yeah, what's up?
So Houston got their coach, Denver got their coach, Carolina got their coach. Is there a team that's still looking for a head coach that they look for y'all's offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator?
Well, Gannon already said he's coming back. After the NFC Championship game, there was a video of him and Roseman talking on the sidelines, shaking hands, hugging, shaking hands, and going again. And Gannon's like, "Nah, I'm coming back." So Gannon already said he's not leaving or going anywhere. Our offensive coordinator, maybe, but I don't think he's been interviewed for any positions yet. I know Gannon was. So Gannon's already actively interviewed for positions. That's where I think I think this coaching staff, this team, the way that they're playing is I think a lot of these guys want to run it back and see if they can do it again next year before they go
100%.
do something else. Like, I think that's what a lot of them are trying to do.
It's only year 2, like with Sirianni, like, you know. And he had like this like cringe like press conference when he got like signed, and then now it's like, bitch, I'm in the fucking Super Bowl. What about D'Amico Ryans, like your guys' defensive coordinator? Is he not gonna get like a head coach?
He is. He's the head coach of the Texans. He's at the Texans now.
I missed that.
Yeah, so he signed with the Texans today, 6-year deal. They locked him down. I mean, they drafted him. He played there for a while. He was an Eagle for a little bit, but all of his prime years were for the Texans. But I mean, that's a good hire. He was only a coordinator for 2 years. Kind of crazy that he got a job this quick. But I mean, I think they're trying to identify with someone from the franchise, a Texans guy, someone they drafted, someone, you know, that like is cemented in that community and in that organization in a good way. I think they're trying to take like a hard turn from everything that has to do with Deshaun Watson or anything remotely close to that era. Not that Lovie Smith had anything to do with it, but I think they're just looking for some home cooking when it comes to who their head coach will be.
And head coach a horrible owner.
And fans will be more patient with them. And they hired
hold on.
Black coaches. Shout out.
Hot, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Hot take alert. They fired a black coach after 1 year, another black coach after 1 year, and this is like, because I feel like that he is going to be a great head coach, but it's like this is like the perfect spot for them to get like oh, we weren't just firing black coaches, like they still got a third one.
Well, I mean, I think they definitely hired Lovie Smith as like no one else is going to take this fucking job. No one's crazy enough to take this job right now. So,
but there's no way that he thought that he was getting fired after 1 year.
Well, that's the same thing with the first black coach.
Exactly, I know.
But I think the Lovie Smith thing is, I think they hired him quickly because for some strange reason, the Houston Texans were looking to get Josh McCown as their head coach, who has no coaching experience whatsoever.
Yeah, that was weird.
But they were really looking, and then fans were just like all over the Texans and sports media and everything. So that's why they just jumped the gun and hired Lovie Smith instead. So that's what my take was on that. They didn't really want Lovie Smith but they did it just because he has coaching experience.
Yeah, and then he ended up winning that game and sticking it to him, so they don't get the
No,
he sure did.
Yeah, so
he got fired immediately afterwards.
Well, he knew he was going to get fired after that game. Everybody knew he was going to get fired after that game.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. But it's just like the Rooney Rule bullshit like that like goes on, like where it's like these teams don't even like care, you know, like they like do like a courtesy interview with like a black coach. Like I think it's nice that D'Amico Ryan's got a job here with the Texans, 6-year deal.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you know, that's the hometown dude, so that's where he came into the league. Spent a long time of his career there. Was a Pro Bowler. Was arguably their best player for 5 or 6 years. He was a beast back then. So, you know, it's good for the community. I think it's going to ingratiate the fans a little bit more, and they're going to be more patient with him than they would be with someone else in that position because they already like him, you know? He was essentially their J.J. Watt before there was J.J. Watt in that, like, original, like, beginning of the Texans when they were really rough starting it. He was arguably their best player. They had Mario Williams. They had him, Andre Johnson. You know, there was
Jadeveon Clowney.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is even before Jadeveon Clowney, though. This is like, you know, before Jadeveon Clowney, D'Amico Ryans was there, and then he kind of bounced around a little bit, but he was a fucking beast. So that's, I mean, shout out to him. 2.0. How do you feel about your new coach and no draft picks?
Golly.
The no draft picks thing obviously hurts. But honestly, if we can get one Super Bowl out of it, I'll be happy.
Can he teach Russ how to cook again?
Yes.
I think so.
Build up that confidence.
All right,
I'm optimistic about it. We'll see who actually was the problem, if it was Russ or if it was Hackett.
How dare you say that about Nat Hackett?
Okay, all right. So I have Tim Patrick on my Dynasty League of Dorks. So, but he's been on my IR. So I sent this out to like the 16 teams or 15 plus me, and they're like, I'm sorry, but Sutton will be the guy, and Judy and Dulcich, I think is their tight end, and Javonte. Yeah. So like the Broncos are stacked. Like, and their defense was one of the best defenses in the league until nobody gave a fuck anymore. Like towards the end of the season, but so like if
Von
Sean
Miller
Payton
going back to Broncos.
Nah, Bills gave him like a 6-year deal. He's gonna retire with them. I will say Tim Patrick though, before he got hurt, was the highest graded wide receiver against man coverage.
He's a beast.
I know.
Having him back with Sutland, Judy. We'll have Javonte Williams back. Our starting all-pro left tackle, Garrett Bowles, he'll be back as well. Like, we're going to be a lot better next year.
Yeah, and that division is terrible. Like, we thought the Chargers were good. No. With the Raiders, no. You know, it's like all you have to deal with is the Chiefs, right? Like, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Chargers might be good, dude. They just got Kellen Moore.
I thought the Chargers were good. Their head coach, the Chargers head coach, is fucking terrible.
Yeah, but they just got Kellen Moore as their offensive coordinator.
Oh, great!
He was jobless for less than 24 hours. That's wild. That's crazy.
I'm a doughboy from Boise State, and I couldn't make the Cowboys work.
So well, hey, that'll be a true test because you'll be able to see if it was Dak or if it was him. Because if he goes out there and lights it up with Herbert, that's a different game.
Watch Chargers go to the Super Bowl.
Hold on, I could light it up. I could light it up with Herbert. Like, Herbert is that good. Like, what are you fucking talking about? All I have to do is
for Kellen Moore's part, just because he's so pass heavy on his play call, and he's going into a pass heavy offense
with a quarterback that can pass. Yeah, so that's good. He won't get interceptions.
It might work out.
Yeah, and Staley is a defensive coach, which I didn't even realize because I just feel like all these like young go-getters are like offensive coaches. So Staley's a defensive coach. They got Kellen Moore. We'll see. Except for, guess what, Kellen Moore? You're in LA, and you look weird.
Yeah.
All right.
LA
well,
terrible fan base.
But back to Sean Payton.
Look up the picture of Stand By Me.
But back to Sean Payton, they gave up like basically every single draft pick to get him. So you gave up a first rounder next year, a second rounder in 2024, and you got back a third rounder next year.
Yeah,
that's crazy. You guys have like no draft capital. But I mean, we've seen.
It's worth it.
I don't think Sean Payton's that good. I think he fucking sucks. That's my opinion. I've always thought that. I just don't think he's that good. I think Drew Brees was that good, and I don't think that he was that great. Like, I think they had some good talent around him, but they ran a lot of quick slants, Marquise Colston, and a bunch of bullshit, bunch of corn dog Madden plays. Like Drew Brees is responsible for like 9 glitch gimmick plays in Madden to this day. Or those are
okay,
like Drew Brees
but
plays.
You were saying like, you know, we'll find out about Kellen Moore if it was Dak or Kellen. We're gonna find out if it's Sean Payton or Russ.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, because Sean Payton can cut. I mean, he's going to go and put in the effort and do the time. I just don't think he can get – I think he got over the hump once. I think, you know, a little bit lucky in my opinion. I think Drew Brees played out of his mind. And they had one of their safeties have arguably one of the best defensive years of all time. What, he had like 11 or 12 touchdown and return – or no, he had like 4 or 5 touchdown. Darren Sharper, he's in prison now for being a total creep. But he's second all-time in defensive touchdowns. And that year, he had like a crazy amount of interception returns for touchdowns and fumble return for touchdowns. It was absurd.
Oh, yeah. What
number 42. He was number 42.
Yeah, but
he's in prison.
He like
for
sexually
being,
assaulted on multiple states.
Yeah. He's just a creep. We'll just leave it at that. We don't need to go into details about it. But he is in prison for the rest of his life. But he was on that Saints team, and he made a bunch of crazy defensive plays that were for scores that were game changers. That the ball broke that Saints team, broke their way a lot. Not saying he's not a good coach, but we'll see. With not a lot of draft capital, I don't know. Defense is good. We'll see.
It'll depend who we bring in as for our coordinators.
Yeah,
it'll depend.
That are free agents, so.
Because I mean, you guys have the richest owner, the richest owners. You're the richest owners.
Yeah,
in
the fucking Waltons.
So you guys got the money to throw. No, the people who own Walmart own the Broncos.
Look it up. Seattle's number 1.
No, it's not. Seattle was.
Google it right now.
I don't have to Google it because I already know. Because this guy's in my fraternity, Paul Allen. He died. He was the founder of Microsoft. Like, he doesn't have more money than Walmart. Like, that's just a fact.
Look it up.
If you already have Walmart money and then you're making money off of an NFL team, that's got to be wild, though.
So they distribute the Walmart money on 4 kids, and if you combine those kids together, they would be the richest people in the entire planet ever. Period. Like, more than Elon Musk, more than fucking Bezos. Like, but they just like strategically all like share a part of it, so it's like they're like under the radar, kind of.
I'm an under the radar billionaire.
Yeah.
I'm under the radar. Hold on, let me tie my golden shoes.
And that's kind of what you want to be, you know. It's like, I'm a billionaire, but I'm not the biggest billionaire. So
Seahawks are second.
Oh, Panthers is number 1.
No, that's not updated because the Broncos owners aren't on that one.
Yeah, it's the
Waltons. Go to Pro
Waltons.
Football Network, it has it.
The Waltons, man.
I don't need to know
more than 2 times. Walton's net worth is $59.8 billion. Seahawks owners' net worth is $20.3 billion.
Sad.
Yeah.
Sad.
Hey.
Yeah. Budget ass bullshit, dude. You fucking cheap ass
You were
fucking
talking
owner.
like Seattle was like 5.
I love this battle that goes so Angry Black Quarterback podcast is gonna end after the Super Bowl, but we're gonna do another sports pod. It's gonna be something different. Angry Black Quarterback.
Here's the name.
What? Yeah, we're gonna do something different.
You said that you weren't going to change the name.
I feel like I need to, because if we're gonna do something more generalized, this is so football centric.
You can do Angry Black Goalie. And,
I mean, I might not. I'll think about it, but I like that it's
there are no black goalies.
Because then you can do it in seasons.
I could do it in seasons. And that's why he's angry. Come on.
No. I mean, I had said that like don't make it so specified as like with the quarterback part, but I still feel like it's a brand. You should keep it.
Well, yeah, I mean, and we can. I'm not gonna get rid of it, but that's what I'm saying. We could do maybe the occasional episode, but during the season, it's like one episode every week, and then we sporadically space them out. Like we do one for the draft, and we can continue to do it with big football events. But whenever it's like the off season, I want to talk about other stuff besides just football. I think we should, either like this can be a segment. Does that make sense? And then during the season, it's its own season. So this would be season one.
Okay. I mean, yeah, we got to come up with a good name though. And 2.0, don't ask your chat GBT because I'm sure it's dumb.
All right, Garen, who do you like in the Super Bowl and why? Whip your big dick out and read the future.
Okay.
Put it on the table.
It is swinging toward the Chiefs, man.
Oh, it's swinging. Look out, dude.
Big dick swinging.
Why? Why the Chiefs other than you being a hater? Give me an actual tangible reason.
It's Pat Mahomes, man.
Yeah.
He just makes magic happen. And I like your take on what you said in regards to the defense, to the offense. You're also rushing against their rush defense, Chiefs defense. But Frank Clark has been playing outside his world. He's been on that Aaron Donald level, or maybe even just a little bit above Aaron Donald level. So I think that he can make a game. He can, be a game changer in that game for y'all.
Mess up our day. I mean, yeah. I mean, I think it's possible, but they have. I don't think they've gone up against an offensive line like the Eagles' offensive line. I don't think anybody has until you go up against the Eagles' offensive line.
Elwood, we can hear you hitting the bong, bruh. Put it on mute. Fuck.
Who cares?
I love this battle between the two of you. This is so great. I don't even understand it, but it's funny. Because you get mad at him for talking about his fantasy league, but then you'll be like, in my Battle of the Nerds Keeper League, and then you bring up your fantasy teams. It's really funny. And like,
it
goes back and forth. It goes back and forth.
I got 12 years of Russell Wilson as on my team. It's not like just I change it up every day. Like this asshole.
He came in the battle. He gelled up his hair with the early 2000s faux hawk. He's ready, man. He's on fire tonight.
That's right.
I'll let him live it up because
All right, Elwood, who do you got? Elwood, who do you got who do you have winning the Super Bowl?
I don't want to say.
I don't want to say. No, say it. Who do you got and why?
Yeah, I know.
Say the fucking Chiefs, you bitch.
No, because he doesn't want to say the Eagles because he can't say it. Yeah. If he does, then it'll piss him off. There's a lot of
the same as last week. I thought y'all were gonna win, but I was rooting for 49ers. So that's why I'm happy. I don't put money on sports games because it's like, oh, well, this is who I think is going to win, but I do not want them to win.
But
I've never gambled on sports in my life, but here I am on the podcast.
The color on your back on your wall shows that you feel like you support them. It looks like because it's green like the Eagles.
No, this is green just because it's my favorite color. It's not.
Oh,
this is green because it is the Eagles.
It's not green because blue mixed with some shit in the porta potty. You know what I mean?
All right, 2.0. Who do you have in the Super Bowl and why?
So I do like the Eagles here. The main reason is because of the Eagles' defense. If we remember 2 years ago, is it 2 or 3 years ago when the Chiefs played the Bucs in the Super Bowl? The Bucs defensive front got after Patrick Mahomes. Granted, he did have some injuries on his offensive line. That's the game that Shaq Barrett made a name for himself. He went out, earned a massive contract extension with the Bucs. And that's how you beat Patrick Mahomes. You have a front seven that's good enough to contain him, get to him early, and not let him create all that Mahomes magic that he does. So I think the Eagles have a good enough front seven to contain him, and we'll see a similar game to how the Chiefs-Bucs game was.
I mean, the crazy part is we have, maybe the two best cornerbacks in the goddamn league. So it's our front seven is that nasty, but it's I'm always scared about the Chiefs, like where they can take the top off the defense, and I just don't think they're going to be able to do that with us. We're not going to fuck around like that.
The offense isn't the same. It's definitely more inside the numbers, middle of the field in a different way, because not having Tyreek Hill makes it to where it's harder to chunk the ball. So I mean, like, so they're missing that.
They still can though.
And but they're also missing. They could be potentially missing Tony, who's probably their most talented offensive player. They are missing like their starting running back. Now they have Pacheco back there, who's really physical. But
oh, good. He's so good.
Yeah, he's really good. But I mean, I think we got a good test last week in McCaffrey, and someone who's physical, hard to tackle. I mean, who's multifaceted.
I'm not worried about that.
But
like Pacheco's good. Like I just don't feel like that he's going to be a problem.
But the Chiefs could be potentially down their they're down their number one corner. They're going to be down their best linebacker. They're potentially their two best receivers as well. So I mean, that's something that's going to be hard for them to make up. But I mean, I like your point. Our defensive front seven against them is going to be real difficult. I didn't even think about that Bucs game because they were all over Mahomes that whole game. He was running around like crazy trying to get rid of the ball.
And who was on that team? Ndamukong Suh.
Yeah, the shittiest player in the NFL.
Yeah, good. Deal with it.
It fits the Eagles well. Let me go step on some legs.
Whatever.
No, not legs, faces.
You gonna buy me a beer, Elwood? If the Eagles win the Super Bowl, you gonna buy me a beer?
Well, hold on. I forgot to mention that I threw a couple double D batteries at Elwood's mom's titties.
Yeah,
Jesus
there you
Christ.
go.
We do not condone throwing batteries at people's mothers.
When you're rocking the faux hawk, you gotta be a douche and drop the mom's eggs.
Douche.
Anyway,
They're too much.
No, but seriously, like, your mom's double D's and the double D batteries, like it was a lot.
So Joe, you're taking the Eagles.
First of all, shut your mouth. You need to be what is it? Backing up my mother, J Hugs, since you personally know her.
I do. I'm staying out of it.
She backs it up. She backs it up.
Next time you see her in person,
she's
I'm gonna
a
say
sweet woman.
this guy.
I'm gonna motorboat her. I'm gonna motorboat her.
His mom's pretty great.
From happening.
No, I'm gonna motorboat her.
And then my dad. He's gonna be sitting over there going, just.
Your dad's a cuck.
No, he'd be like, I throw batteries all the time.
Dude, my dad will whoop the floor with you, sir.
You guys are ridiculous.
Super ridiculous.
What am I gonna do with you guys? What, do we have anything else? It's kind of a short one, but
it was Cowboys fans the worst. Eagles fan, the epitome of one right here. They run high and then they just shit on everybody.
That's right.
Oh, what a bird does.
Yeah, exactly.
Funny.
You're welcome.
Better than a little bitch ass cowboy sitting my ass out of the playoffs all the time, choking constantly.
You're blessed if you get shit on by a bald eagle. Fucking America.
Wait, now the Eagles are bald eagles?
Yeah, that's the logo. It's a bald eagle. What are you talking about?
Dude, get him off of here.
It's a bald eagle. Dude. It's always been a bald eagle.
No.
Good luck.
Yes, it is. It's always been a bald eagle.
It's just an eagle, dude. You know how many eagles there are? Never heard anybody say the Philadelphia Bald Eagles. Sorry, you're the Eagles.
We're all Eagles. We're all Eagles.
You're like the Eagle category in the bird book.
Say my name.
Tight.
Say my name.
It's even deeper. That means we're just a bunch of birds, dude.
When nobody's around you, say, hey, baby, I love you. We ain't playing games.
It'd be like a harpy eagle. Those are intense. Those are huge.
Yeah, fuck the Cowboys.
Fuck you up. Yeah, fuck the Cowboys. Fuck the Niners. Clean your act up.
Yeah, see,
I told you. Hey, so do we have a rivalry now? Are we there? Do we have a rivalry now?
No, you have to.
Niners?
You have to win for it to be a rivalry.
We beat y'all 2 years ago.
No, this is what Mahomes said.
See, you
it was
last
no.
and now they're going to be a Philadelphia fan this week. Come on.
I forget who it was. I forget who it was, but it was somebody on the Chiefs, and they asked if the Bengals Chiefs were a rivalry, and he said no, because you have to win. And that the Chiefs are just the Chiefs just got beat 3 times by the Bengals in a row, and guess what?
Yeah, gotcha. I got you.
Yeah. So the Niners need to win against the Eagles if we want to make it a rivalry, and the Cowboys.
We'll be on next year.
What about the Cowboys Eagles are in a rivalry? Is that what you're
No,
saying?
we are. We always are, but we just like drop our nuts on you.
Now you're not making it.
Yeah. It's like playing like a peewee shit.
Open wide, open up, open a
Into
little
the
bit.
season,
Gotta open up
50-50.
wider than that, and then
Jalen Hurts wasn't even hurt. We just put in Minshew just because we didn't give a fuck.
Okay, guard. Hey,
Yeah.
Stash,
Yeah,
get
that
out
was
there,
close
Stash.
game.
We
That's
need you.
crazy.
The whole city wants to see you out there, Stash. Go take that knee.
Hey.
Do it for little Gordy down on Fifth Street. Do it for everybody. Get out there, Stash. Get her done. That's what happened.
That's
He was
right.
on the phone too. No one knows who this guy is. He just calls in.
Exactly.
Put in the chew.
And Kyle Shanahan can't even grow a mustache because he's a bitch.
This guy.
Your quarterback
You
doesn't
talk,
look like
you talk to the coach of the year with respect. You talk to our coach. with respect.
Fuck
He's
you,
not
Coach.
the coach of the
Coach is
year.
an idiot. I love how Joe just sits here and has nothing to say because he's a Broncos fan and they're trash. That's right. But you got Peyton.
Wait till
He's not
next
choking.
year, alright?
Oh
Just
yeah,
wait
they're
till
instantly
next
good.
year.
I hope y'all go like 6
He has-
11 or something. He's like, it's a
He has
rebuilding year.
No, he has a quarterback who's
14
won a Super Bowl.
No,
14
Yeah,
and 3.
A
14
coach
and
who's
5.
won a Super Bowl and a quarterback who's won a Super Bowl. So, I'm betting on the Broncos the over. I'm gonna
I'd
take
say
it.
13 and 5.
13 and 5.
So they're gonna
That's
play
too
an
many
extra,
games.
Play an extra game.
I bet the
13
under.
and 4.
I bet the under.
No, aren't there 9? Oh,
They're 16.
how many games?
17.
They're gonna
18 weeks in a season.
They're 17 weeks, but they're 17 games, 18
yeah.
weeks.
Yeah, that's where I was confused.
Come
Yeah.
on, jabroni.
No,
He's in South Dakota. Don't blame him.
It's true, it wears on you.
The altitude.
All the president statues.
we're lower than Denver.
I know. I figured. I feel like every country or every state is lower than Denver, right? It's my how.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, well, you buster asses got anything else? We're gonna have to. So we'll do one next
Oh.
week.
Final score 30-23 Eagles.
Oh yeah.
Fuck. 30. Wait, what? 23.
30 to 23.
Okay, what's your score, Andy? Something stupid.
33-14.
33-14. Smellwood.
I'll go last.
Sanders. Big dick.
31-24.
Who?
Chiefs.
Fuck you.
Chiefs.
Elwood.
0-0. It's the first time they'll ever tie in a Super Bowl, and the trophy cannot be handed out. And it's just gonna be the weirdest thing ever.
And
Sorry,
Jerry
Eagles.
Jones comes in on a
No.
hang glider and he's like, "This one's mine," and just like swoops in. Wee boy.
They changed.
Like Dukes
They
of
changed the
Hazzard.
rules. They
And someone-
changed the
some-
rules of
some-
overtime.
Someone pulls up in the
is when
actual
Jerry
General
swoops
Lee
down.
with the Confederate flag on it, and everyone's like, "See, I knew Jerry was racist as fuck. He just stole the Super Bowl trophy and drove off in the General Lee. He's man
could've just kept it
down,
at-
Hold on a
loaded up
second.
and trucking."
I mean, Jerry Jones-
One thing.
Jerry Jones did hang out outside of a school, like where they're trying to like have like segregation going on, and like he was like trying to like yell at like the black kids.
Yeah, that's a picture. That's the whole.
Yeah,
It's just a
he
fact.
was trying to yell. Okay, let D talk.
Did,
While you
did
talk
you
over
guys
a
see
black.
did y'all see the Bengals Chiefs game where Romo was commentating and he
Oh, is it,
he
you're
almost
surrounded by
said-
3 Nick. Yeah, it sounded like he's
Yeah.
about to drop the N bomb. That was funny as fuck.
This is so exciting.
Someone was like, "No," someone's like, "That's not real." I was like, "No, that happened, dude. Like that actually happened. He actually did that."
You know,
Oh my God,
y'all-
Jim.
Yeah, we're talking about creeps earlier, and I was thinking about last night. I started singing this R. Kelly song,
Oh
and,
fuck.
and it really hit me. The lyrics.
Shut it down. Shut it down.
The lyrics are My mind is telling
Dude,
me no.
R. Kelly on the
But
podcast.
my body is telling me, yeah. I like thought about those lyrics and I was like, oh my god, like creepiest thing I've ever heard ever.
Yeah, no
We'll
shit.
never think of that song.
Yeah.
We were talking about creepy guys earlier, so
Yeah, he's the pinnacle of creepy.
We couldn't get out of
Okay,
here
he
without
told in his
quoting R.
mouth that
Kelly.
he just listen to R. Kelly before coming to the podcast.
Why would you?
I
worry about you guys.
yeah. Big Dick. Get me out of here.
All right. Well, I appreciate you guys being on again. Well, so we'll do another one next week. You have to be here, Garen. I like having you on. Deal with it. You have nothing better to do. Eat a dick. So we'll have you on next week as well. Elwood 2.0 with the bets. We'll get more in depth. Come up with some good like prop. Like first touchdown. Come up with some weird parlays. Like first touchdown, first to score, interception, some weird.
Well, we should all come together and agree on you can bet on whatever the Gatorade color is going to be when they pour it on the coach at the end.
You're frozen again, bro. Come on.
Are you fucking can you still hear me? It doesn't matter. Gatorade color we need to bet on.
All right, we'll bet on that too. We'll bet on a bunch of stuff, but you guys have some prop bets ready. But I appreciate all you guys being on. Go Eagles. Fuck you, Garen. Let's go. I appreciate you guys being here. Y'all stay out of trouble, all right? I'll talk to y'all. If you're in Dallas, be safe driving around. Shit's wild out here.
Yeah. Speaking of,
y'all be safe.
You're going to be home tomorrow. Let's game it up.
All right, I'll hit you up, man.
All right.
Yeah, I'll hit your mama, too.
This mom's a great woman. Leave her alone.
There we go.
All right, well, that's everybody. We'll give them one more round of applause. They're a bunch of busters. A whole lot of them. Well, so we got a little bit of an off week because there's no game. So there'll be the Pro Bowl. No one gives a shit about the Pro Bowl, so that'll be going on. Look for more coaching changes, more cool stuff going on. Obviously, Eagles are in the Super Bowl. Great year to start a podcast. This is fantastic. Super excited. Playing the Chiefs. That game's coming up. So just be ready. Thanks for tuning in. Honestly, this has been a lot of fun. I can't believe I've done 22 episodes, and then we'll finish on 24. Continue the project. It might just be under a different name, a different sports podcast. Maybe this is just a segment. We'll see. I'm working on it. But I appreciate you guys always tuning in. You guys are great. You've always been. It's just a trip. The channel's gone up. Our subs have gone up. We're over like 15,000 views or something like that in the past 28 days. So, a lot of other projects, meme therapy and shit. So it's just been a lot of fun. But I appreciate you guys. Y'all stay out of trouble. Be safe. Love y'all.